Greetings everyone, and welcome to Keeping Up with Papa Life After Work, where we find out how one man manages to keep himself busy, physically active, and mentally engaged after retirement with projects. Today's project, well, I've got a tilling job with the little Kubota BX2370 at a place about a mile and a half away. A little too far to drive, so we're going to load up a tractor onto the trailer and run over there to the job site. This is how I do it. Check it out.
When
One thing I do like about having a trailer as small as this is I can actually pick the front end up and just drop it onto the ball. It's not easy, but it's doable. Interesting trick I learned from someone this morning. I never thought of this before, but it makes perfect sense. Run your wire right through here to keep it nice and snug and tight and protected and not hanging down. It just makes a lot of sense. That's it. Tractor's loaded. You gotta make sure you have the brake on. One reason this works so well is that the front end loader just nests right on the front rail of the trailer. So I don't really have to tie this down at all. I've got a lot of weight on the front end holding me down. The implement on the back has been dropped down. That's helping me to stabilize. I've hit the brake, can't move, so I'm really in good shape from a standpoint of stability. One thing I have done before, and I will never do again if I can avoid it, is forget to put the brake on. You go and hit the brakes on the Jeep or the truck that's pulling it, and you hit them too hard, and the whole thing slides forward. It stops, fortunately, right at the front wall, just shy of the bucket hitting the back end of the vehicle. So I was very fortunate from that standpoint. But with the brake on, that does not happen. Now, long drives, I most definitely will strap it down, just for security purposes. Today I'm going about a mile. Other times I may go 5, 6, 7, 8 miles. No need to strap it down for that. I'm just cautious and try and make sure I don't get in a situation where I have to hit the brakes real hard or take rapid turns. Very pleased with the way this works out. Oh, and one more thing. I always take the key with me. I hate to have the key blow out, get to my job site, no key. Two items worth mentioning. One is the quick hitch as related to the trailer. Now, before I added the quick hitch on, I could put any of my three implements, which are the tiller, the box blade, and the stump grinder, on, close the gate, and all fits just fine. Well, the quick hitch is on here now, and it works fine for the tiller. It works fine still for the box blade, but not the stump grinder. The stump grinder sticks out beyond this point right here. So when I had the trailer built, I had to add these chains in, and there's a link down, a little circle down here on the bottom. You can clip these on there and raise this up so it lays flat. And it extends the trailer really by about a little over 4 feet. That works out really well, and that's the reason for these orange flags on there. I don't like doing it, but it's actually perfectly legitimate to do so. The other issue caused by the quick hitch, and the quick hitch adds about 5 inches to this overall length, is the angle of this gate. Now, if the gate angle is shallow coming off, everything backs off and, loads just fine without me having a problem with the implement. But if I have a steep drop off of this, the implement will dig into the ground, and it makes a bit of a challenge sometimes getting off. This one in particular will dig, and then the box blade will dig. The stump grinder is not quite as bad for some reason, even though it sticks out further. You always have to take that into account, and if at all possible, park somewhere where there's a little less angle on the gate coming off. Let's button her up. This is all there is to it. Now, I will say that I fight a constant battle with these. These things, for some reason, get bent, move off to the side, and I'll get to my destination after having driven down the dirt road, and they're just down and bouncing off the road. I keep bending them back. Right now, they're in good shape. At some point, I'll figure out a little bit better system. Another point of interest, you'll notice right now that the belly mower is not in place. Well, I have it off because I'm doing some servicing on it. And I also like to have it off when I'm tilling because it acts kind of like a plow sometimes, even though you have it raised all the way up. So having it off when tilling a beach, which is sometimes muddy, is a big advantage. It's a 54-inch wide deck, but it also has a flap that comes out here, a diverter flap, that rubber flap you're familiar with, to divert sand and gravel and whatever else you're kicking up, so no one gets hit with flying debris. That will hit here. So what I'll typically do is I'll flip that up, I'll hook up a bungee to the bottom of it, come around, wrap it around over here, lock it down in place, and hold that up out of the way. One more very important point of interest on this trailer. This tractor weighs, with the tractor and the belly mower and the front end loader and some implement on the back, it's probably in the 2,300 pound range. The trailer by itself weighs 800, maybe a little bit more, maybe 900. And the axles typically are designed for 3,500 pound max. You combine those two numbers together, you're pushing close to that. And in some cases, I would be exceeding it. Well, with that in mind, I had this trailer custom built. And instead of standard 3,500 pound axles you would find on this, I had them put on a 5,250 pound weight rated axle. That gave me a lot of headroom between what I put on the tractor and reaching my maximum actual weight allowed. My trailer before this one was that same 3,500 pound axle. And when I traded it in, they made me well aware of the fact that I had put a bow in it from excess weight, the bow being on the axle. So in this case, not an issue at all. The other thing I've done is I have replaced the standard trailer tires that you buy with a Goodyear Endurance. Much more rugged tire, highly praised by the travel trailer industry. And I blew a tire one time just hauling some sod back. I did not want to see that happen again, so I put really good tires on it when it was time to replace the tires. Glad I did it. all done. That is, unless the homeowner decides she'd like a little more beach cleared. I encourage homeowners not to get too carried away. The reason being that the more you clear, the more you have to maintain. That really is kind of what it boils down to. Now, you'll notice I have a pattern that I use. This seems to work really well. I'll do one shallow pass, then I'll go back and do the entire thing. I'll do go back and do one deep pass on the entire plot. And then I'll come back and do a dress pass where I'm just drop the tiller down low enough to where it's smoothing everything out and cleaning up all the little holes I've dug with the tires and implement this. There's something on the back of the tiller here that kind of digs a trench. Once that's done, it ends up looking pretty darn good. That's how I till. One more thing that I find really important when I do jobs at lakes like this is, you may have noticed towards the end that I backed the tiller down into the lake and cleaned it in the lake water. Very good reason for that. Our lake that we live on is really pristine. There's no hydrilla in our lake. There are no mussels in our lake. This lake was just not far away at all, just an absolutely gorgeous lake. It's beautiful, very clear water. It has hydrilla and it has mussels, and not something I want to migrate over to ours, so I'm careful about that. Last thing I will typically do is drop the bucket down so it's roughly parallel back of the Jeep, but not quite hitting my little toolbox there. Just gives me a little extra clearance getting on and off. Alright, another project completed. I've got maybe 4 hours of daylight left. Maybe I can find something else to do, keep myself busy. You know what? I think I know what that's going to be. I got here and opened the gate back here and found this. This is the handle to the quick hitch. The pin here, sheared. It's an easy fix. Just a new pin goes in. Shouldn't be hard to do at all. A little surprised that happened, but it did. Thanks again for watching. And as usual, questions and comments and in particular advice are welcome. Please remember to like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Keeping Up with Papa, Life After Work. Papa out.